All right. If you can hear me, just put a one real quick. I This is gonna be a short live. Hey Lizzie. All right, pop that one and then I'll go. I'll start as soon as I see a one. Okay, thank you, ladies. All right, I always say no need in talking if people don't hear you. Um, okay, thanks, ladies. This is a brief live that I've been thinking about the topic of street justice for femicide of Black women, and I wanted to get y'all's take on that real quick. Um, First, let me show you this. You all seen the story about Yasmine Williams in New York. Um, and I'm going to read this real quick. It says court documents reveal chilling new details in sleeping bag body case. The woman found dead inside a sleeping bag on a Manhattan sidewalk last week had been seen alive on surveillance video, throwing out trash in her apartment building late last month, but she was never seen leaving the floor, according to a criminal complaint obtained. Yasmine Williams was spotted in her East 28th Street building in Kips Bay around 1:45 p.m. on June 30th. She had been wearing black shorts and black high-top sneakers with a white sole. The complaint says she wasn't seen leaving the floor via the elevator or the stairwell. It also says she was never seen on video leaving the building itself prior to the discovery of her body on July 5th. And I think y'all know this story. It's the one with the naker in the wheelchair who they caught him on video um, dragging the body of Yasmine Williams down the street while he's in the wheelchair, the electric wheelchair. Only a demon could give a new meaning to having an electric wheelchair and using it for disposing of a body. Okay. The complaint says she wasn't seen leaving the floor. Okay, so 4 days prior to that, on the evening of June 26th, prosecutors allege surveillance video shows Williams, that's Yasmine Williams, in a hallway arguing with a man who appears to be seated in a wheelchair just inside an apartment. He allegedly says, I will shoot you, according to the complaint. It's not clear what may have prompted the dispute. Prosecutors identified that man in the wheelchair as Chad Irish. The alleged Irish murdered her, charging him with that crime along with concealment of a human corpse in the death of Yasmine Williams, whose body was found Friday among a heap of designated trash collectibles. That's what we're doing now, right? Just dragging Black women in bags down the street, out in the open, and just putting them in the trash. No need to hide the crime at this point. Just dump them in bags and dump them on the street. That's sick. Her death was ruled a homicide. It's not clear how long her body was in a sleeping bag before the grisly discovery. Videos and photos shared on social media show what appears to be a full-size body covered in a dark sleeping bag. Um, the 55-year-old Irish also is accused of weapon possession in this case, according to police. He was remanded following his arraignment Thursday. He denied wrongdoing when asked by reporters on his way to court if he committed any. This is a mess because I haven't been able to confirm yet how this young woman knew this demon, but In a lot of the comment sections, there's a lot of people saying that some people are saying they were dating. So I'm gonna just tell you the things that I'm seeing in the comment sections on different videos. They're saying that she was dating him. Some were saying she was living with him. I don't know if that's due to some type of homeless issue or financial issue. Some were saying that she has gotten into drugs. So all of those are speculations, hearsay. Nothing is confirmed as far as I'm concerned what her connection is to Chad. But I do believe they knew each other. That's my I do believe they knew each other, and whatever the relationship, the nature of the relationship was, like usual, the maker gets upset over something that could be resolved with someone who has a sense and a soul, has common sense, a sense of self, a sense of self-worth, respect of human life, you name it. It was probably over something very dumb, and it was just a part of what he was going to do. He was going to kill somebody eventually. So, with all of those things, I have to say that it made me, the response from the crowd in New York, it definitely got me to thinking about street justice. And the problem will be, first of all, do y'all think that femicide is going to continue to escalate to the point where we see more street justice? And when I say street justice, what I mean is just Black people wilding out and trying to catch criminals, beat them down, catch them, and take matters in their own hands. Do you all think that is going to continue? And the second question is, do you think it should? Okay, so the reason why I'm saying this is, I'm trying to get over to my screen. Hold on, you need to see the street justice, and then maybe that'll jog your. All right. So that gives you some. This will give you an idea why I'm thinking about it, because I'm going to be upfront. I kind of like the idea of street justice. I don't even care if it's Nakers doing it at this point, but I also understand that it can be dangerous too. So let's just be realistic. But
Tonight, we begin with exclusive new video in the murder investigation of a woman found dead inside a trash bag in Kips Bay.
It comes as police have charged a man in connection with the killing. Right now, he has not been arrested for the murder, but for concealing a corpse. CBS 2's Lisa Rosner is live outside the police station in Kips Bay with that new surveillance video. Lisa.
Well, Christina and Dick, that video just adds to the pain of how casually Yasmine Williams' body was tossed to the curb. Police tell us that 55-year-old Chad Irish could be facing more charges tonight.
Exclusive video shows a man in a motorized wheelchair casually dragging what appears to be the same trash bag that 31-year-old Yasmine Williams' lifeless body was found inside of, wrapped in a sleeping bag.
Hold on, did y'all see that? First of all, put in the chat, did you see this story already? Did you see the news clip of the wheelchair demon dragon? Did you see it? This is it.
Wheelchair casually dragging what appears to be the same trash bag that 31-year-old Yasmine Williams' lifeless body was found inside of, wrapped in a sleeping bag. Friday, police responded to a call of a suspicious package on 27th Street between 2nd and 3rd Avenues. The medical examiner ruled it a homicide, saying Williams was shot in the head. The spot where she was discovered, now a growing memorial.
Yasmine was really a caring person. She was energetic. She knew people around the neighborhood, so she was very loving. So it's pretty sad.
Tuesday, members of the NYPD crime scene unit went to collect evidence from the apartment of 55-year-old Chad Irish, who now faces 1 count of concealment of a human corpse. Sources say the charge stems from him being seen on surveillance video dragging the body, and they are also trying to determine if the murder happened in his apartment. Police sources say Irish, who is on parole, is a prime suspect in the murder.
Definitely should deserve him to be in jail and locked up. Doesn't deserve to come home or none of that.
You feel like it was him?
For sure. Definitely.
How come?
He was always with her, so it definitely got to be him.
Do you know if they were dating or if she was living there or anything like that? Or
Not necessarily, but I know he would bring her home. Like she would go to his house. Yeah, I just know he could be abusive though.
His outrage was shared Monday night.
Okay, this is the part where they're showing the crowd in New York doing their street justice.
A crowd erupted, attacking Irish as police pulled him out of the building on a gurney and confiscated his dog and wheelchair. Police sources add that on Monday, before his arrest, he allegedly menaced a man with a gun during an argument. So he faces menacing and weapon possession charges in that case, too.
I don't know if this is the actual killer, but how inhumane you're dragging down the block somebody's daughter. You know, he should be lucky that the police got him before that community.
Now, Williams was an aspiring lawyer who was just about to start a new job with the city. Police sources tell us Irish has nearly 24 arrests on his record, mostly drug-related arrests. We're live in Kips Bay. Lisa Rosner, CBS 2 News.
All right.
Okay, so that's basically what happened. And like I told you, I don't know if she knew him, but I think they were living together, or there was a personal relationship of some kind there, and whether it was drugs, sex, a place to stay, a friend, a homeless dude that she was, well, he wasn't homeless, but a disabled man, and she felt some compassion for. Whatever it was, it's a shame that their paths had to even cross. They said that she was an aspiring lawyer. Y'all heard that. Yeah, so now we're dealing with the an issue of proximity. So Black women can't even be in proximity at all. Let's say she didn't know him, because I mean, it'll be different things that could come out. Let's say she didn't know him at all. Can't even be in proximity. I did love seeing the crowd bust the nigga in the head as he was being carried out on the gurney. I guess that's just my little savage side. I can't help it. More needs to be done. I'm trying to let me find the other video, because okay, so I'm gonna get rid of that one. See, y'all can't really appreciate this violent shit like me. Oh man, maybe that's the problem, right? Black women, y'all just so civilized. You can't even clap for seeing that man get that head busted in. Let me get that. Okay. So this is I'll show one more clip of this. And this is a short live, so let me see if I can. All right, try that again, Black women. If something happened to someone you knew, God forbid, right? Goddess forbid. How would you feel, and what would you want if people could come in close contact to the killers or the abuser, whatever ends it up? Because you never know, like the way things are going now. This is like a third world country, and it's not a third world country. I'm sorry. I'll tell you what it really reminds me of. Here, just watch.
Welcome back here on Live Now from Fox, and we always check in with our different Fox affiliates across the country to see the stories that they are working on. And this is some incredibly violent.
Y'all see how those niggas knocking that nigga in the head? They getting some good licks in there. I mean, he's the killer, obviously. Chad, the one in the wheelchair demon.
Affiliates across the country to see the stories that they are working on. And this is some incredibly violent video that's coming in from our Fox 5 New York station. Take a look. We are told that Chad Irish, the New York City man, police charged.
That's the side of New York that I will like. I use the violence and use the large populations for going after criminals. That's okay with me. But they have to be sure. But I mean, in this case, they were sure. You know, video footage of the nigga dragging the girl's body. So, I mean, why not?
Charged with concealing the body of Yasmine Williams in a sleeping bag over on Kips Bay is now facing upgraded charges of murder. That is according to the New York City Police Department. Irish, who is 55, denied knowing Yasmine, the 31-year-old woman who investigators have now accused him of killing. He's been charged with second-degree murder in connection with the death. And as you saw right there, folks gathered around.
Look, I just love it. I don't know. I just love it.
And as he was taken into custody there, it looks as though they did attack that suspect. Briella Tomasetti with our Fox 5 New York team has more.
Chad, what happened? What happened to Chad? What do you mean?
I didn't do it. Those were the 4 words 55-year-old Chad Irish muttered to the sea of reporters waiting outside the 13th precinct as he was led away by police.
What was that? When was the last time you saw Yasmine?
Irish also denied knowing 31-year-old Yasmine Williams, the woman who investigators have now accused him of killing. He's been charged with second-degree murder in connection with the death of Miss Williams, whose body was found last Friday stuffed into a sleeping bag and left out with the trash on East 27th Street. The New York City Medical Examiner's Office determined that she died from a gunshot wound to the head.
All right, we found it.
Irish was initially charged with concealment of a human corpse, but the charges were upgraded yesterday. This surveillance video obtained by the New York Post shows a man in an electric wheelchair, believed to be Irish, dragging Williams's body to the curb. He was also hit with 2 counts each of menacing and criminal possession of a weapon in relation to a different incident. This now viral video shows Irish being apprehended by police outside NYCHA's Strauss houses earlier this week. A seething crowd descended on him as he was taken into custody while handcuffed to a stretcher. For Yasmine's family, the murder charge is one step toward accountability, but her mother says justice won't be served until the day Irish is sentenced in court.
He needed to life. We don't have the death penalty in New York.
What a shame they don't have the death penalty. What a shame. So there you go. You got an idea. So do y'all want to start seeing communities retaliate? Or do you think it's just too dangerous? I mean, because he was in custody at that point. So, I mean, it could, I don't know. Violence is just bad all the way around. It just starts a vicious cycle where innocent people continue to get hurt. So even if people start this street justice shit, you know, a lot of Black people just like fighting. Actually, that is not true. They like watching fights and they like shooting people. That's more like it. They like to watch fights and they like to shoot people, but they don't like fighting. Because if they like fighting, they wouldn't shoot people as much as they do, especially the niggas. So that's what Black women are dealing with. And They should have listened to me because the only way to stop this shit is this at this point is to become radical about child-free uh, living and life as a way of life for Black women. That's the only way to stop this stuff at this point. Um, all right, this is just the last clip, kind of clips of showing you how angry these people are.
Basic nigga killing dirty and racist. Oh my God! Don't touch me! Don't touch me! Oh my God! He like a dirty nigga.
Okay, so what I need for Black women to do is you hear the lady, don't touch me. He looked like he said, oh my God, he looks like a dirty nigga. Like what I need for Black women to do is shout out to everybody in the chat, by the way. I need for Black women to get disgusted by these beasts before dating them and having any kind of sexual relationships with them. That's what I need. It would be really nice. And all the come outside stuff does is just it's they're getting hyped up, you know. But they need to become this way at the thought of dealing with these niggas, like not inviting them for fights, but leaving, taking an L. That's a nigga you won't get to date, and be as diligent about leaving as they are about street justice at this point. And just wake up and just accept no more dating niggas. No, there's no more dating Black men. There's no more Black men for you. And you know, and Black women are having a hard time letting go. Apparently, that there are no more Black men to fuck around with. None whatsoever. When you really think about any nation where you have this much femicide, and it's pretty much just a global trend at this point. I don't care. You can pick another country that has less femicide, but I don't give a damn because as long as there are Black people on the planet, whatever Black people do, and I mean Black people because I'm including males and females, whatever Black people do that is negative, for some reason, the rest of the world is acting dumb and stupid and deciding to popularize the toxic ways of Blacks. And somebody might say, well, then, oh, this all stemmed from, slavery and all that. Well, even that stemmed from Black people. So then I'm still right. The street justice thing can go either way for Black women. It could intimidate other men and make them think twice about attacking women that they know or don't know, or women who are in relationships with these men, or women who are leaving relationships with these men. It could help men to say, oh, I better not shoot her in the head, or stab her 50 times because a bunch of niggas are going to be outside to beat my ass if I do that. But not really. I mean, but because the way I see it, if they're willing to go to jail, they probably are afraid. Although I do think that, men who shoot women are very cowardly. men who beat women are very cowardly. They fear real men, they fear retaliation, but the problem is that they don't see where there are many real men anyway, which is why they're doing this. So what we're dealing with is a nation where cowards can do what they want because they don't see real men. Cowards don't see real men walking around. So we have a problem that it can only continue if there is no street justice. It can only continue, ladies. So I just wanted to put this out there. This is also another thing about these young girls, young women dating. I'm going to say dating. Young women clearly are showing all of the signs of not having men to date. And I think a lot of these women can't handle that. That's why they keep being affiliated with these bums. They cannot handle not having men. And as long as that drive is in women to need these apes, then it kind of like allows the apes to continue to have like easy prey. Okay, because the last time you found yourself arguing with a Negro that you don't know was when? Exactly. You probably haven't been arguing with the nigga you don't know. And so that's why I think she knew this man in a more personal way. Because women, when they don't know men, they don't just get in arguments on average. You just don't find what she could have been. The only thing could have happened in the apartment is, let's say they lived on the same hall, and let's say he was playing his music real loud, or he left some trash around her apartment door, or I don't know, like what could they have been arguing about? Right, exactly my point. They knew each other. And so black women are just gonna have to come up with another way to handle this at this point. And for one, I'm tired of everybody talking about narcissism, because a lot of people are narcissists. I mean, let's just face it. Especially if you are a part of North America, North American lifestyles. It's hard for people not to be narcissists. But the thing is I let me just get this off the screen. I just wish I could scream at all of these young, beautiful black women and just tell them, just fuck it, girl. There's nobody out here. I mean, face the harsh truth or the harsh reality of murder. Take your chances. Take your picks. Yeah. You see how that is? Like a lot of women aren't going to say to these young women anything, but people love to pretend that there are all these available, eligible men in America to date. And I beg to differ. I think that most of these men come with so much baggage, and they're so dangerous, and they're so demented and warped in the head. Yeah, what's the term, Winterglow? I see a comment, but just put the term there, or put the abbreviation of the term. I'm not sure what she's saying. We just have to do something to show black women that This is not a country for dating men. And because of social media, you're able to thank social media for spreading the disease of femicide, popularizing femicide. Um, it's just so common. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Winter Glow. Yeah, I think people use the term way too much, and it's allowing people to remain. People are becoming more narcissistic because they know about narcissism, and so they are like, "Well, you're the narcissist," so they never examine themselves. So I can see there's several topics that I was talking about on YouTube before everybody else, except for a few white men, and one of them was narcissism. You do not see people talking about narcissism except for like top of the line experts. The other thing that is everywhere is femicide. The only place you would see videos about femicide, um, it wasn't a popular thing to talk about on YouTube, is what I'm saying, and I was talking about it, and no one would ever know that unless they were with me 11 years ago. But the point is that unfortunately, because now it's a popular way for people to become popular, that's spreading it's spreading the desire to commit femicide to more and more people. The desires for people to kill women. It's not actually helping, like, and that's why my channel was always so controversial and problematic for people, because I was not trying to make killers and bitch ass niggas feel good. I was actually calling them bitch ass niggas, whereas a lot of these other channels that talk about femicide and crime, they don't have a sense of street justice. They just tell you the story. They're trying to be all politically correct. They get a large following, and then that's what people feel. People respect that. Well, I think people are dumb, and I think people are dumb when they want the news to be told to them in the same fucking way that they would hear it on the news. Well, what the fuck are you listening to YouTube for? That's just a compilation of news at that point. You're just trying to like be politically correct about something that is not giving a fuck about you. So if I'm going to talk about femicide, I'm going to talk to you about how these men ain't shit. But a lot of women hate that because, oh, that might step on the toes of some of the bitches that they fuck with. And you cannot be educated, of course, and speak a certain way. Only the ghetto ratchet bitches can speak a certain way on YouTube. And that's the problem. And that's why black women are continuing to get murdered. It's a lot of problems that, listen, it's not going to get solved. But if you think there's but if you desire to see street justice for black women, it's going to have to be something that's probably just organic, and it's going to have to happen naturally, because there can be no planning for something like this, because niggas they'll just bring guns. So anyway, my topic that I'm about to go to let me see. I'm about to go to my Patreon, and I'm going to talk about what did I title it? It's here on the screen, 7 Blackistan spells exposed. This is a topic that I'm doing because I believe that there's a reason why I have the lady sitting there with her cell phone. I didn't explain this to my Patreon members, but I will explain why this woman is holding a cell phone. And I'm going to talk about that. So it's a secret topic. 7 Blackistan spells exposed. It relates to some of my esoteric messages. So those are for the ladies who really like getting down and dirty with the details. So I'm going to go over the 7 things that were dropped in my soul, and I straight up was able to hear and see them. And in other words, in order to further protect yourself from these things or help other women protect themselves from certain rituals or habits or mind control things that are happening to Black women. This would be a great topic for those people that are interested in it. And if not, that's fine. I'm going to get out of here and go meet the ladies on my Patreon, and you can join if you like. You just have to go to Patreon and just type in Miss Arch Duchess. And okay, I gotta go. I'll be over there. I told them I put 6:15, so I'm actually a few minutes late. So I'll see you over there if that's the topic you're interested in. I'll see you on the next one. I've been busy, y'all, for the past few months. This is not a full-time job for me. This is a hobby that I enjoy. People showing support for monetarily through my Patreon. And so, but this is a hobby. This is something that I'm very passionate about. I think it's problematic for a lot of reasons now for Black women to fully rely on YouTube as a way of life or living, because what's happening is things are getting popular, but nobody's giving a fuck. So you can't say that these bigger channels are actually helping Black women. Okay? Because that's not what's happening. Okay, let's talk about the 7 spells. 7 Blackistan spells exposed. I got something for you. I think you enjoy this live. All right, ladies, until the next live on YouTube, join me on Patreon, Black Women Forever, and I'm out.